Hello, everyone. So I just finished watching X. This is a new 2020 horror film, which is made by A24. We all know that A24 has been putting out some of the best and creepiest films, especially horror films, in the last little while. And I was really excited to see this movie, especially knowing it was directed by Ty West and starring Jenna Ortega, Kid Cudi, Mia Goth. I was just very excited to see what they were going to do with this film, especially watching the very trippy trailers. But this film is about an hour and 45 minutes long, and yeah, without further ado, let me get into my review for X. So this film takes place in the late 70s, and it is about a group of young filmmakers in the adult film industry. Basically, they found a gig, so they're going to direct a movie that they hope puts them on the map in the porn industry. And they find this small little rural farmhouse in Texas that's very, very reclusive, and it is owned by two very an elderly couple who offers their house up to them without knowing exactly what they're doing. And they have very conservative and basically beliefs that are the complete opposite side of the spectrum of the young filmmakers that are in here who want to create, do something new, have sex, like do all these things that are very against the ideologies of these people who own the farm. And basically, as the film progresses, especially in the back kind of 40 minutes of this film, the cast finds themselves fighting for their lives against a force that just comes upon them in a very unexpected way. I found that the pacing of this film was actually pretty good. Again, the first hour of it is a little bit slow, in terms of it being a slow burn where there is a lot of dialogue, fleshing out the characters, letting you know that not everyone is truly who they seem in good and bad ways, depending on the characters. We spend most of our time with the young cast. We don't really get to know too much about the elderly couple who owns the farm, but their story kind of comes in the last little bit of the film too. So they all get flushed out, and there is honestly some decent character building in this for being a horror film, and a lot of flushing outs, which I thought was very well done before he gets into the slaughter, which is basically the last 40 minutes of this film, so and so. And yeah, I really, when it got down to that kind of slasher film, it really felt like this film was a good mix between like the old school Friday the 13th films and kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just in terms of its setting was really Texas Chainsaw Massacre to me. The old creepy family kind of fit into that line, and then kind of just the elements of Friday the 13th where someone says, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this on the farm. I'll be right back," and you know that they're not coming back, kind of sort of thing, which is so excited to see how that all plays out and what the fates of these characters are going to be. And yeah, when it gets into the killing, it's gory. It's very gory, but done very well and excitingly. Yeah, the kills in this are pretty nasty, and it's just kind of some of the shots and the scale that they do it on. There's one scene in particular, kind of near the end of the film, where they pan over. There's a bit of a swamplands that this farm is near, and it just kind of pans over the water in a very just grotesque and chilling scene that almost makes you feel like you're there, bolstered by one, a great performance, and then two, just the shot itself is just very terrifying. Makes you feel like you're there and really nails upon the impact, which I found all the scenes in this film I thought really did that in terms of getting to know the characters, the impact of the death, how brutal the deaths are, getting to know the characters, see their change in personalities, especially with Jenna Ortega's character in this. She has a decent arc, and her boyfriend, the director of this, I found for a horror movie, this actually had some decent laughs in it, where he's basically trying to create something so artsy, and they're gonna have people look at it and be like, you know what? This is a very well directed porn movie and things like that. And everyone else there is like, dude, they just want to see us naked, kind of sort of thing. Like humor in that's where the ambitions kind of drive the characters and the humor and the story of this film. Kid Cudi was one of those. His character in this, he's honestly a really, I love his music and helped me get through a lot, but his acting is very good, and I can't wait to see more of him. I know he has a Netflix movie that he's directing coming out later this year, and yeah, he's definitely really been exciting me in terms of his acting, but his character had a very decent arc, and you do get to see a huge shift in his character again kind of in the last 40 minutes of this film, and I really enjoyed what they're able to do with all of them. And Yeah, like I said, this is a true straight 70s slasher film, which I very much appreciated, but it's done in a way that sounds kind of generic on paper, but with A24, I really find what they do. Um, I know this sounds like I'm saying elevated horror, and I don't like that term also too much, but like they truly have some extremely talented people take ideas that seemed kind of generic, but flip them on their head and create something that's really brand new, that's artistic as hell, that's really, really fun and different in a lot of ways. And they have been putting out my favorite horror films in the last 5 years for certain. In terms of slasher films, I believe that this one should be talked about quite a bit because it's just very, very well done. And I can't wait to see what T.I. West does next. I know what he is doing next because if you stick around for the after credits of this, there is actually a prequel film that has already been shot to this movie, which some of my gripes about this movie come from the ending in a way that it was scary to me because you're looking at it like, wait, what the fuck is like, am I reading this right? And it's kind of creepy where it's like, holy shit, how is this happening? Why, like, how how is this on the screen? But at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, well, I have to wait till the prequel film to watch this, or if it was just standalone film, it wouldn't really have flushed out any of that, and it would have been just one of those oh fill it in your own head kind of lazy endings. But we should be getting that in the prequel film, so I find my rating for this could go up once this prequel movie does come out, which is going to be called Pearl. I don't think there's a release date for it yet, but it should be coming out somewhat soon. But yeah, I feel like it'll answer a lot of my questions about this film and about the ending and just kind of the overarching story and the twist that this movie has in the end. But yeah, I want that explanation now, or I wanted it at the end of this movie, but I'm certain we will get it in Pearl. So definitely stick around to watch this trailer because it might at least hype you up to get answers about what this film was about with this ending. With everything taken together, I'm going to give X a 7.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed my time with it, and it was easily my favorite horror film that I've seen in 2022, and one of my most favorite horror films that I've seen in the last little while. I did really like it. It had a lot of style to it, and anyone who's a fan of horror, I do highly recommend that you check this one out. It is pretty damn awesome, in all honesty. So if you've seen X, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. If you like this review, you can definitely give it a thumbs up and check out everything I do on my channel through my playlist down below. And for convenience sake, I'll link some up top here. If well, subscribe to the little ringer on if you want to know when I upload new videos. If you want to check out everything I do live stream and Twitch wise, there is a link to that in the description of this video, and of course on my channel bio. And at both of those places, there is a link to the Media Mountain, which is my Discord, where we talk about movies, video games, comic books, TV, pretty much everything that's awesome in this world. So you can definitely join that amazing community. I'll make it even more amazing than it is already, and just awesome, guys. Go check out X.